You and your bandmates are taking part in the second annual Danny Ripepi Memorial Concert, benefiting the Contemporary Youth Orchestra. It's going to be on November 9th at Playhouse Square State Theater. What can you tell me about this fundraiser?
Well, I mean, we're pretty excited about it. It's the second one. It's the second fundraiser that we've done, and it's really just we feel it's very close to our heart because our tour manager Ed Ripepi, his brother was Danny, and so we've and of course Cleveland has always been it's like a second home for Night Ranger. I mean, basically, Sister Christian broke with WMMS in Cleveland in 1984. You know what I mean? And from that time on, Cleveland for us, it's almost like a hometown gig. You know what I mean? It's almost like we're all just going to get together and hang out in Cleveland and have a good time and all that kind of stuff. And that's what it's like in Cleveland. So when we had a chance, and we're honored that we have this chance to do this, not only for the second annual Ed Ripepi, the memorial show for Danny Ripepi, but the fact that we're now doing it with the Contemporary Youth Orchestra, the Cleveland Contemporary Youth Orchestra, which we're really, really excited about because, I mean, this is a first for us too. I don't know who's going to be more excited, those kids, the audience, or the band. You know what I mean? Because here we have an 80-piece orchestra playing all the Night Ranger songs. We're really looking forward to it.
Now, your buddy Tommy Shaw has done this with them twice. Did you talk to him ahead of time? Like, how does this work? Did he influence your decision to take part in this at all?
Yeah, absolutely. He warned me. No, no. We've talked extensively about it and everything like that, and he's told me the this and that and how this goes and how this works and the ups and downs and all those kind of things. So in a lot of ways, Tommy really helped me out a lot because now we're not kind of just going in, kind of semi-blind on the whole scene and the whole, like with the orchestra and the setup and the this and the that and the youth symphony and the whole thing. You know what I mean? He's kind of given me the sort of the lay of the land, as you would say. So yeah, it's really helped out a lot. But I mean, the whole band we're pumped up about it with all these songs that we're doing. Some of the stuff is just going to be absolutely. I mean, we've heard their rehearsals, and I'm telling you, it's like goosebumps, on my arm.
Okay. Is this the first time you all have performed with an orchestra?
This is the first time we perform with an orchestra. Yes. So it's going to be very, very, very exciting for us.
So how has rehearsing been working? I mean, you guys are actively out on the road. Is it simply the orchestra learning your songs and then you guys show up to play, or are you having to rearrange your songs at all to fit an orchestral setting?
Well, actually, it's a good question, Mac. It's a little bit of both. We're sending tapes back and forth. We're sending tracks back and forth to hear what they're doing. We hear what they're doing. We add on parts. We say, what about this? Let's try this. Can you guys try this? Can your team put together this? Can you try that? Can you do this and that and the other? And the back and forth seems to be working really well. And of course, we'll be rehearsing soon with them and everything like that as soon as we get back from our trip to Tokyo, which is next week.
Awesome. Do any of you guys have a background with maybe an orchestral instrument? Like that's what you started on in school band before switching to rock?
No. Absolutely not. No, it's going to be our keyboard player, Eric Levy, who is a wonderfully very talented musician musically and everything like that. And he kind of speaks the language. So that's really helped as a liaison between Brad and Kelly and Kerry Kelly, our other guitarist, and myself, going, no, just add this here and just do just and Eric has been just beautiful in that thing. Here's what it sounds like, and he'll go da 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 da. Show it to the guy. You know what I mean? It's like one of those kind of things. So Eric has really helped out a lot because we just have stream of consciousness ideas and what we want to do and how we want to do it. But I can't put it down in like, the third violin should play this, the second, this does this and that, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm there to create, and those guys are there to freaking figure out what we're creating.
Is there a particular song you're looking forward to playing under this arrangement or with an orchestra?
Well, that's a good question. I'm just looking forward to all of them. I mean, one of my favorite songs is When You Close Your Eyes. I think they did a fabulous, really fabulous job on the orchestral arrangement of When You Close Your Eyes, and of course Sister Christian. And I mean, you wait till people are going to be blown away when with songs like Don't Tell Me You Love Me. I mean, how can you have an orchestra on You're Still Rockin' America, Don't Tell Me You Love Me, and all these like big rockin' tracks and everything like that? And I think people are going to be really just blown away by everything.
Awesome. Now I know from experience from your last show at Northfield, you guys throw in some unexpected covers into your set list. We expect some of that maybe, or is this just pure Night Ranger, which is not a bad thing?
This is going to be pretty much pure Night Ranger. It'd be a little bit difficult just to start. I mean, look, you've seen Night Ranger shows. I mean, we changed the set. The set's like so not etched in stone. Like we write down what we think the set's going to be like, and there's probably about 5 or 6 songs that get thrown in the middle and changed around, and this gets moved here, and we just call out stuff. This band we just call it out and do it. That keeps it fun for us. That keeps it fun for the audience. That keeps it exciting. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what we're doing. We just have fun with it, and we're having a blast. But doing with the actual 80-piece orchestra, I mean, this has got to be, they got to know what we're doing, because if we start going off and vamping, there's going to be 80 people up there going, what the is going on here? You know what I mean? Like maybe paging through their pages of charts and everything going, well, I don't see it. I don't see it. So it's going to be pretty much Night Ranger and what we've rehearsed and what we will be rehearsing.
You're going to come in and rehearse the Monday before, if I remember correct.
Yeah, a couple days before, yeah.
Okay. What does it mean to you to see these kids in the Contemporary Youth Orchestra, this generation of musicians, learning your songs and then playing them in this manner?
I think that it's one, look, we feel like it's an honor, the fact that here we are, we're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. It's been 40 years. And in fact, on when we're playing the 9th, aren't we? We're playing the 9th of November. So I think the actual anniversary is November 2nd of 1982 that we released the Dawn Patrol album. So this is literally like 40 years almost to the day. You know what I mean? And so the fact that we're still up 40 years later playing these songs and playing and people are coming to shows and having a great time, and then to be able to put them in a symphony orchestral organization is just, it's a dream come true for us.
So you mentioned, you beat me to one of my next questions. I was asked about the 40th anniversary of Dawn Patrol and touring in support of ATBO and the band Play On, for those who aren't as familiar. Aside from living 25 hours a day, what's been the secret to your longevity, or dare I say success?
I don't know. I mean, we're enthusiastic. This band, we get up there, we love to play. I mean, this band, just when we walk on stage, it's like we haven't been on stage in 10 years. I mean, we just get so excited about it, and I think that the people, they feel the energy, we feel the energy from them, and it just becomes this whole symbiotic relationship. You know what I mean? And it just, everybody feeds off of everybody else, and it just gets greater and greater and greater. And I think that we've never lost the excitement of the lights going down, the crowd cheering, walking onto the stage. We've never taken that. We've never taken it for granted, and also we've never lost that youthful exuberance that we feel every time those lights go down. And I think that could be very much a key to why Night Ranger is still around all these odd 40 years later.
The actual memorial fund that this goes towards, Danny Ripepi Memorial Fund, how did that come about? I understand, his brother is your manager, but, did you guys know Danny via Ed, and it was like, this is an easy thing and it's a great cause?
Yeah. Ed's our tour manager. He's not actually the manager. He's our tour manager. We knew Danny, of course. Danny would come to all our shows every time we'd play in Cleveland or anywhere nearby. And Danny was a friend of ours too. And it's all came about when the tragedy happened, and Ed said, "Listen, we're going to do a memorial benefit concert," and we said, "We're in, count us in," and it's been like that.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. If there's one thing you want fans to know about this show, what would it be?
I think that the greatest part about this is the fact that we're filming this, we're filming it live to release as like a DVD, or even like on Access TV and stuff like that. So it's being filmed live. It's a 13 camera shoot or 15 camera shoot, and we're recording it for a live record. So it's going to be, they're going to be this is why we picked now. We picked, not only was it the memorial concert for Danny Ripepi, but the fact that it's Cleveland. We picked it because Cleveland is where our heart is. I mean, the Midwest and Cleveland, like I told you, basically we were broken out of Cleveland and everything like that. So we thought, if we're going to do this, we're going to do a symphony show, an orchestra show, and filming it and recording it for a record. We want, this is the place to do it. So we want to see everybody in Cleveland just come on to the show. We want to pack the place out. We want it to be just raucous and crazy and wild. And we want it to be totally Cleveland, Ohio. That's what we want it to be.
Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rock.
Aside from Sister Christian breaking out here, and then this show once it's done, any other favorite Cleveland or Northeast Ohio memories from all your years touring around here?
Oh, I mean, there's so many. There's so many of so many shows at Blossom. So many of the it shows at the old Coliseum they tore down, and so many places in Public Hall. I mean, we played about every place you can play around your neck of the woods. You know what I mean? And it's just every time there's a new experience and there's a new excitement. And what the greatest part about it is seeing old friends. That's the greatest part.
One more thing about the orchestral show. Any like set list length? Is this going to be like a typical normal Night Ranger, almost 2-hour concert?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, there might be a couple songs that they don't play on that we just play because we're just going to. Now, that might be the stuff that we can throw in a few extra things. You know what I mean? That might be. Now you've given me the idea there. So that might be an interesting concept, but we'll check it out.
Okay. Well, the second annual Danny Ripepi Memorial Concert on November 9th at the State Theater at Playhouse Square. Night Ranger with Contemporary Youth Orchestra. Should be an amazing show. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. It's great to be with you. And we want to see everybody in Cleveland at that show, November 9th. Come on, get out there. You're going to be on camera. You're going to be recorded. You're going to be living in history.